difference, guys? Welcome to another Chicken Mango video. Today we will talk about the company reputation online. Why this topic is so important today? The answer is easy. If you think that 58% of Italians pass around 2 hours to 5 hours in internet, that means that there are 6 persons on 10 online. And this 58% is represented by the 55% of males and the 45% of females. But why have males the first position? Obviously, because of the porn. Joking apart, it means that a company which wants to play online has to be aware that there are millions of persons connected by each other who share, upload, download content, but overall you know that people is not always good, so certainly a part of it could represent a threat for the company. Only think if you work for a communications agency which deals with politicians, you have a lot of haters who can defame or damage your client public image. So you surely have a strategy in order to face these threats. Fortunately, nowadays, you can analyze big data to discover which sources or persons affect more your company web reputation in order to focus your assets on the most dangerous threats. And the steps you should follow are easy. You have to identify, then protect, and then remove. But before, let's try to understand better the meaning of web reputation. Well, reputation is different from brand identity or company image. Actually, it's a judgment which people gives to you. That means it's not an asset under the control of the company. But this concept is very important because it's recognized by the law. A company reputation is represented by the brand reputation and the reputation of its leaders. You can offense it mainly through libellous activities or other crimes. Yeah, it's true, not everything is offensive and can be prosecutable by the law. In fact, there is a balance with other guaranteed constitutional rights like the freedom of the press, the freedom of the thought. But it's important to notice that the defamation online is considered like the defamation offline. But how can you identify the responsible of injuries? You have two types. One is represented by the author himself. In fact, the management of online service providers must allow authorities to identify the author of the post. A second is represented by service providers. The so-called mere conduit, that is a player which gives access to the net, or caching systems which memorize data temporarily, like browsers for example, or finally hosting services which memorize data permanently. Law judges these players at fault only if they have an active role in the matter, so they have a responsibility only if they know or control somehow. For example, Google is not a passive player because it attributes to itself a control power, and also indexing or organizing activity for web content are considered active actions. Now let's deepen the process necessary to remove dangerous content. First of all, you have to report the issue to the player, and in this case you should have an average the 50% of success. The second step is issuing an injunction, and this time you have the 80% of probability to succeed. After it, you can proceed with an application for precautionary injunction. And in Italy you can achieve measures like restrictions or content removal in a month. In the end, there is substantive action that involves final measures and monetary compensations. While you see this summarizing scheme, I seize the moment to advise you that also inserting the names of your competitors as keywords is illegal. Instead of UK, there isn't a specific law in Italy which regulates the revenge porn as much as memes. it's difficult to obtain a memory removal because there isn't the explicit illegal content in it. It is considered irony. So, is it possible to disappear completely online? No, it isn't, unfortunately. So, pay very attention on what you do online. That's all for today. Thank you to have watched my video, and if you have found it useful, please like the page.